Good day. Hello, everybody. Brian here from QuantLabsNet.com. We're going to talk about the latest changes, latest additions, and all that fun stuff in this l- possibly lengthy video. They tend to go on. And let me show you what's been happening in the markets, where the evolution of the trading bots, the automation with it, and something you should know about. All right, so let's get started here. So the first thing I want you to pick up on is since I started this business uh, 15 years ago or so, I have this thing called Quan Analytics, and this is a monthly membership that gives you access to behind the scenes stuff. So for a while, I've been pushing this 7-day trial. I can get it here at quantlabsnet.com under the try option right there from the more. And this is going to go up now 50%, up to 97 per month come April 22nd. So today is the 17th. So just wanted to put that out there for anybody. So basically what's been going on, you get access to this group. Now in this group, I've been putting in all the trading research, we'll call it. And we're going to talk about an event I'll be holding on the Tuesday night on YouTube live, 7 p.m. my usual. I've been experimenting the last couple of days with different types of AI models, the different Chinese-based ones, the US-based ones, which ones work and what don't. When I say the Chinese don't work, they don't work for my use case. They may work for other people, but in my case, I'm fully unique. What works is the US-based stuff. Okay, the Chinese AI, for whatever reason, and it's all based upon how it creates my dynamic trading bots, my strategies. Um, they always generate either losses when they do simulate in the trade in simulation, or whatever they don't trade at all. So in here, the one that works in an affordable way is CodeEx. Okay, and then there's the Claude, which are very expensive. They can be slow. This one's slow. The Chinese ones are very fast. But this one's pretty good. So I just want to highlight that. And basically, what happens is you start to see some trading opportunity. In this case, I got three. So in the markets today, which is a big deal, we've had some very positive momentum in the markets because the U.S. and Iran have come to this peace deal, opening of the Straits of Hormuz. Some stability comes back in the market, hopefully, if this thing holds. Okay, so as a result, it's positive. Okay, and in there is this evolution of different posts I put up. So I'm going to show you the classic difference between what is readable and what is good for AI. Okay. So as an example, usually gets generated is this trading report. Again, this is behind my Quan Analytics. This is what's traded. Okay. So as a result, it's very easy to pick up on. This is all institutional level trading. This is what the firms are doing, the hedge funds, the banks, all the quant funds, the whole 9 yards, all in mostly options. You learn how to reverse engineer this to understand how they trade. This is the only way to really learn how to trade. If you're following in the retail smart market and the not so smart money, you're not going to stay in trading over the long run. Okay. If you know how this works, you'll do better. And we have people in places like Africa. You could trade this in Africa. Okay. As well. So just to answer that question. But again, this covers treasury, metal, energy, agriculture, market indices, and the like. Okay, because it's a futures market. Here is what traded. Okay, the Euro USD. That's what traded. Actually, it was three. So I've shown this before. We have 8 bots running. Okay, plus out of 11, I can generate. This thing will generate 10 to 12 trading bots per session I run it off of the news I just showed you, which was which one was it? That report, this one right here. Okay, so I'm going to show you which works. So that one's easy to read for humans. So I just showed you. This one is what works for AI. Okay, and this one's totally different than the other ones. This one's generated by CodeEx. Okay, a US based AI. Okay, so here back to US AI. Okay, so this is the one we're working off of, and you'll see the big difference. Okay, this one's not so wordy. This is exactly measures risk, assesses this correlation against that correlation, analyzes the option chain data, and you can determine what's happening. And it'll also measure the Greek analysis as well, and open interest as well. And volatility comes out of that. So if you were to read this every day, you'd quickly pick up on what institutions are and how they're trading. That's going to help you if you ever want to go into career. Understanding this kind of mindset will help you. And it'll also help you move up the ladder in a lot of these corporations into the multi-million dollar packages, which is really, as I keep saying, portfolio management. Okay, because that's trading. So that's has to be clearly understood. Okay, so we know that, but I want to show you earlier today. When I created this, within 5 minutes, I know what's going to trade and what's not going to trade, and I'm also able to see what is performing. So here, it's just basically a snapshot, a PDF version of this. Okay. So right here, we've got 8 bots running. Okay. And then if I go down here to what actually traded, which was the euro, you'll quickly see what had potential to do really well. So I want to show you that. I just look for it. It's 6E, which is the euro. Okay, so let me just show you the performance here. So those are all the trades. And then if we go down further, basically what we see here is that the euro is starting to do really good. Okay. Let me see here. Right here. So with the 6E, this was starting to trade. Okay. Right here. So you can see here early on, we had 50 percent win, or sorry, a 36% win ratio. And it was a trade within 10 minutes. And this was the end of day result right here. Okay. This is what we want. This is what we want to see. But this, when it's profitable, can do very, very well. At that point, once we do that, we can use automation and AI combined to be able to take that strategy, that bot, and move it into an environment where that's all it's trading. That's profitable under those market conditions. And sometimes this can do very well. And if the conditions are right, because right now I'm only trading futures or simulating futures only, I can then add in options down the line to leverage up the profit. So that's what we're looking for. Doesn't happen a lot, but we don't know if it will or will not trade. And remember, this is always real world CME futures and options data as well. That's important to know. Okay, so knowing that, that's what's behind the scenes of this analytic environment. Okay, and on top of that, I give you all of the different options, all of the metrics right here, all the portfolio management, starting capital, what's expected if you were to let this run over the long run. Obviously, it may not happen, but sometimes, as I've shown you, the euro out of the gate is going to start profit potentially in this case. But when it does, man, it's really good to be part of that, and you can automate it. So there's that. Now, as I said, if you want to try this out, you can do that for 7 days. That's awesome. Okay, this will go up $100 a month, and hopefully you see the value because of it. But I also want to show you from the programming standpoint now. Okay, so in here, as I said, we're able to generate 11 bots. These are some of the AI things that I can query and prompting. So in this case, we have all the different folders. This case is the one I'm showing you, the most recent. All the different Python scripts, which are the trading bots, an associated log, which looks like this. Okay, tells you when it's trading, when it's not, the price, blah 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 blah. Okay, so out of that, I can see which ones are collecting real live market data based upon this query. Are all trading bot download market from Rhythmic in this folder for today. Okay, and it comes back and it says some are collecting, some bots aren't. The trend is I usually will not get all of them collecting real live market data. If I get, let's say, 70% of them, that's good. Okay. This is an additional thing I have to now do after a bot's created. Sometimes they don't work out of the gate, and I can use AI to go in and correct those and get them to be able to start collecting market data with Rhythmic just by putting in a prompt. I'm going to show you one in a minute. So in here, as you can see, we have log files. And as I said, this is the current snapshot, how it ran over 4 hours. And here's some visual that you may not know about. You could see which ones had a lot of volume, but were not profitable based upon what was generated in terms of the strategies. But in this case, Ethereum had a huge volume throughout the day for whatever reason. And there's always one or two that do have high volume for whatever reason. It could be manipulation of markets. I don't know. But I just want to show you that. And a few days ago, I showed you that there was ES, which is S&P 500. You can also see here, try to trade Bitcoin and also try to trade ES. In this case, we had 7 trades, all losers. With Bitcoin, we had quite a few, around 61 losers. And this one was had the highest potential to win. In this case, didn't happen. But when it happens and it's put into a live environment, trading, man, it can do really well. And that's a consistent profit as well. That's what we're after. Okay, so let's go back to here. So here I've shown you how you can ask for the AI and fix it to collect live data. So in this case, this one won't work. Why? Because I'm only subscribed to CME and all the exchanges regarding the CME. In this case, it's ICE. Won't collect it. Same with the other ones. I'm not subscribed to Euro Dollar or the DXY because that's part of the ICE. It's not part of the CME. I could just go to my broker and say, hey, add me to this exchange, and you pay a little bit more for that in the data feed each month to enable that. So now I'm going to show you something here. This is the powerful part with AI. And again, there's no programming needed. So this is the current situation right here. How did my trading do? How did the simulated profit analysis go? So let's do that. So in here, we can go in, okay, and now analyze the the trading potential of these bots by looking at the logs under this folder right here. This timestamp folder right here. Under that. Okay, see what it does. Now this is using, again, VS Code. So I'm gonna prompt it and off it goes. A lot of people come to me all the time and going, where do I start? Well, if you go to quantlabsnet.com, you click that start here, and this will take you to my HFT code. I've shown this before. It'll take you to this AI thing and the code base for interactive brokers, all paper trading, and you can experiment all you want with AI and a working code base with 4 sample strategies. Okay, that would be like Apple, I think Euro USD, Bitcoin, and gold. I think there's like four. Okay, you can practice with that. Okay. Also, if you want to move into the career path, we have that here as well. Same product, but it shows you how to use AI for your career. You don't have to use any third party quant quant coach or whatever. Okay, and then we have the Discord server as well. Okay, so that's all new. All right, so let's go back to our editor here. See what it is. So now I have to go yes, yes. Wait, I'm gonna close this off here. Close that. Oh, ha ha ha. So I have to do that again. I close off my prompt. So here's a VS Code, Claude's code, Claude code, sorry. There we go. So I'm going to put the same prompt in. Okay. So how are the potential trading opportunity with P&L with these logs? I don't know. Which strategy has most potential and why? So I'm going to stick to this and you can watch it go live. So just based on that, it's going to go through each and every single of these logs over this time snapshot over 4 hours. It's going to analyze which ones will show the most profit. And now I can go into chat mode with it, okay, based upon the scripting, the trading bots and strategies, along with the log itself on its generated over the last few hours. Now, in our case, we've got the euro, this one right here. Okay, so this is what the code will look like. Okay, this is the best looking code you can get that's generated by CodeEx, nothing else. Okay, so it's not very quanty, but it does use a Z score as part of it. I've seen that in the various coding uh, examples that's generated. But you can see this is all generated by AI. It's about 500 lines, and it will interface with the Python server that interfaces with Rhythmic, the API. So you can see here it's going and reading each log file of each of these. And there's about 11. It takes a while because it's got a lot of data to go through. But I want to show you the power of this. This power of AI using something like Claude Code replaces a number of positions, a number of career paths. It replaces quant trading desk, quant research, and the actual coders. Okay, so here's these general snapshot summary. Okay, so number one, it looked like it would be Bitcoin. Has Sharp ratio 2.5, win ratio 50%, which is not accurate, but it gives you the reason why. The next one we know which would have traded was the Euro USD, so I can go in and specifically ask about that. So we don't see any blurb about that. So this is just a general prompt. So here's what it can do. It recommends telling me with these two potential strategies, focus on copper and BTC. They have the highest risk adjusted return and strongest institutional flow confirmed. Okay. Based upon that, if I was to stick with these two strategies for the long run, so it's predicting max drawdown 15%, that's within tolerance. Profit factor 2.5, that's pretty strong. And risk reward of 3, that's pretty good too. And it shows you why. Okay. And same with copper AI as well, or demand as well. Based on, I believe it was around China, did it say? Well, let's go specifically. We know that it traded this one specifically. That had the most potential from the simulations we ran. Okay. So let me just do that. Okay. So here, what we can do is Can you give me recommendation of potential on this strategy based on this log? Okay. So off it goes, going to analyze that particular log of what we just talked about here. This one right here. This is the Euro 6E, which is Euro. It's going to look at the Euro. It's going to look at the associated code with it. Let's see what it says, because that we know off of live data. This one has really the best chances. The other one was just to show you with no data. I mean, there was data, but this one, I personally think this is the better one to look at. So we'll let it continue to run, and we can do this in Claude Code. Okay, it's that advanced. So right here, it's giving us the potential total trades, 2 wins, losses, win ratio 33%, P&L at negative. So here's the problem. Okay. Okay. So avoid or major rework needed. Okay. So what could I do with that? Okay. Data feed failure type tight stops at half and 5.5 pips. Get whipsawed on small moves. Weak timing on that. To make this visible or viable, it's going to give me the recommendations. Fix data feed first. I have no control over that. Widen the stops, change direction, add filter, reduce sizing. Okay, guess what I can do? Okay. So I can put in some, based on your recommendations, tell me how to, or create a, based upon your recommendations, create a new trading bot, Python script. So it's not going to touch the current one. Okay. To improve, or not just improve, but to optimize. Everything is very important in your prompting. Instead of improving, you want to optimize, or better yet, better word is maximize. Maximize your profit potential. Okay. So key here, there's a couple of key words here. We don't want it to go in and change the code in this bot. We want to keep it as is, but we want to create a new trading bot. Okay. The word keyword there is new. And we also want to maximize the profit potential as well. Very important to know about prompting. Okay. If I just said improve, it's not maximizing, but we want to really maximize. Okay. So off it goes. And it's going to tell me what it's going to do to this new bot based upon what we're like. Widen the stop. Okay. Change direction. So I believe this is short biased. And so on. Okay. So off it goes. So I want to show you that. But at the same time, this is why AI is so important to do and improve your coding. And all you saw was I was just chatting with it, right? That's it. Native English. I'm sure there'll be a day where it can interface with pretty well any major language out there. If English is not your first language, I don't know if it's already there. I don't know. But obviously, it's all built around the English language for now. And I'm sure the Chinese ones are built in Chinese, whatever dialect they choose. But let's see what it comes up with. But again, uh, this is live. So what I could recommend is if you want to know more about the quant analytics stuff, jump on that before that price goes up. Now, also, I've talked about the options that now work. Don't know if I need a dedicated data feed for the options because it just overwhelms everything else. What I would recommend is get on the email list or at least get yourself in the trial to see if you like what you see here. Okay. Because I have a lot of trolls. I have a lot of the BlackRock senior guy, director doing all this stuff. Um, and as I said before, the reason why they um, attack or critique this stuff is because they know that this is going to put them out of commission because they can't charge a dollar anymore. Where more and more people will understand the potential of this and they'll start doing it themselves. That's why when you hear SaaS or software as a service is going to die, this is why. Okay, this is why people don't like to hear that. Well, here we go. So here's our improvement on this new script. Okay, so we've enhanced it. 7 things we've improved. Okay, going to trade in the peak liquidity hours, wider stop, trend confirmation. So this will improve it. Old bot, new bot, win ratio 60 to 70%. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Documentation. Let's see if that's going to be thrown in that folder here. Let's see here. Okay. So what we could do here is that will be there. Quick reference guide is created. And then you can see here all of this improves. Okay. Let me just see if I can find it. I would like to know the name of the file. The real world example. Okay. So you can control what's there. I just got to figure out where the new script is, a new training bot. Copy bot. Okay, so that's called enhanced. Let's see what that looks like. Is it in here? Or is it in the root? I bet you it's in the root. Anyways. Uh anyways. Oh, silly me. Euro USD carry. It's somewhere in here. I'm not going to worry about it, but I want to show you the potential. Okay, we'll leave it at that. Okay, so thanks for watching. Get on this because it's going to get more and more expensive. Probably one of the only people actually showcasing the power of this. I've been working long enough on this, but yes, you can improve it. Anyways, we'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.